What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing great, and welcome to the series of learning and solving React interview questions in Chai React Lab platform. So, as you can see, we have already completed four chapters previously, and we have completed JSX basics, components and props, state and youth state, event handling. And if you missed any video, you can go to the playlist and you will find all these videos there. As you can see, the progress bar is showing 9%. And in this video, we are also solving two more React interview questions on use effect and conditional rendering. So let's start with chapter 5. So this is chapter 5, and this is all about use effect and lifecycle. So use effect is also one of the most important and most powerful hooks in React. Up until now, we did everything inside our component was focused entirely on rendering UI. But what happens when your component need to do something outside React's direct control? Things like fetching data from an API or setting up a timer or changing the actual browser's tab title. We call these side effects. And use effect is the tool that let us synchronize our component with those external systems. You can see it is written that use effect lets you run side effects and things that happen outside the rendering, like updating document title, setting up timers, or fetching data. Here are the three ways to control this hook using dependency array. The first one, it says runs after every render. Yeah, you can see there is no array. So this effect runs after every single render. And this is the syntax for this. We are not using any array here. And the second one is runs only on mount, empty dependency. So this is this has empty dependency array. This effect runs exactly once and right when the component mounts onto the screen. And the third one is runs when count changes. Here you can see there is a dependency array with a value count, and this effect only runs when the specific variable here, that is count, changes or updates. So now it's time to head over to the task and let's see the question. Create a counter with use state starting at 0. Display it in H2 with ID count. Use effect to update document.title, okay, to count X whenever count changes. Okay. Add an increment button with ID increment. Got it. Display a message P with ID mounted that says component is mounted. Okay. Set this text using use effect with an empty dependency array and a state variable. Got it. And there is a note also. The document title won't be visible in the preview, but the tests will check it. Got it. Since it is asked to change the document.title, but you know the document.title is this section, but since this is a embedded preview panel, you can't see any changes here. But I think this component is mounted will show here. Component is mounted will show here. Okay, so let's see and start solving it. Okay, so we already have the counter state count and the message state mount message given to us in the boilerplate code. And but now we need to do only two things with use effect. The first one is update the document.title to match our count whenever it changes. Second one is we have to set our mount message to component is mounted exactly once when when the component loads. Okay, now let's write our use effect. This is the section to write the use effect. Okay, let me zoom it a little bit so that you can see it properly. This is the syntax. Um, document dot title is equals to count JavaScript here. So count, value count, and we need a dependency array where we have the value count. See, it means when this count value changes, it will render this logic. Okay. Now this one is over. Now we sorry, this one is over. Now we should move to the second use effect, use effect. Okay. So in the question, it is, let me zoom out a little bit. Display a message P mounted. Okay, this one. Display a message P mounted that says component is mounted, and we have to set this text using use effect. Okay, with an empty dependency array. So we don't need any dependence. No, we need dependency array, but we don't put any value in that. Okay, so it means it will uh, render the component is mounted text whenever the page loads, only once. Okay, so let's write that. Yes, we have a set mount message as the setter function. So we will write that set mount message, and inside that we will write component. Let's copy this. Component is mounted. This one. Okay, over. Now let me check. Yeah, it is showing component is mounted, but it will not show the document or title since it is a embedded preview pan. Okay, so let's hit this check button and see whether our logic is right or not. Yeah, awesome. It's done. You can see all these green ticks. So all test cases passed. Chapter one, chapter five complete actually. Yeah. So this is over. Next, move to chapter six. Okay, so this is chapter six, and this is all about conditional rendering. Okay, so it is written that React doesn't have special directives like v hyphen if. Instead, you use plain JavaScript. Yeah. So in plain English, this is just means showing or hiding UI elements based on certain conditions. Okay, exactly like an if else statement that we use in JavaScript, but uh, here we write directly inside the JSX element. So think about it. Every major app that you use that changes its screen based on its state or the data. So if you're not logged into the Netflix, then you can see a sign in button is there. Once you enter your password, then the entire dashboard will change. Today we are doing the same kind of thing that is using this conditional rendering. Here, let's see our task. Okay, so before that, let's see the patterns here. Here's first one is the ternary pattern. We use this ternary operator here. So this means this entire line means this will decide that the value of this variable will decide that what we are going to see in the screen. Okay, so if this value is true, then it will render this one, this element. If this value is false, then it will render this element. Simple. The next one is like and short circuit, render or nothing. See, this means this entire line means this will first of all check this first value. If it is true, then it will render this one. If it is false, then it will render nothing. So that's why render or nothing. Then this is the last one is return if else. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. This is just if condition, and we will if this is true, then we will return this element. Okay. So now it's time to move towards the task. So let's read the question. The question is build a login logout toggle. Wow, interesting. Track is logged in state, starting as false. When logged out, show P with ID status with text, please log in. Okay. Show a button with ID, login button, and text login. Got it? When logged in, show a P with ID status, same, and with text welcome back. Show a button with ID, logout button, and text logout. Got it? And we also have to add a span with ID badge. Okay, that only appears when logged in, containing online. Okay, got it. No problem. So let's solve this. Okay, so as you can see that we have already this state and the setup function, and the default value of this is logged in. It's set as false. Awesome. Okay. So I think for I think first of all for the status paragraph, we can directly use ternary operator. We can write this like this. Okay. We can write like is log. Okay. Yeah, is logged in. If this is false, then we can show welcome back. Sorry, if this is true, then we can show welcome back. And if it is false, then we have to show please log in. Okay, there is a exclamation mark here. Okay, and yeah, I forgot to wrap it in a p tag. P tag, and it is written that p with ID status. ID is status. Okay, awesome. So this ID section is over. Next, we can work upon this badge. Okay, so let's write this pan with ID badge. Okay, and inside that we have to write similar thing, but we instead of writing like this using ternary operator, we can write something like this. Okay, this end short circuit. We can write like this logged is logged in. If it is true, then yeah. If it is true, then we have to no. Actually, the span should be inside this. Yeah, I was wrong previously. The entire span must be inside this. So we can write like if this is true, then show this span element. Okay, span with ID status, and we have to show online. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah. Yeah, we have already completed the p tag, that is the status one, and this. Wait. No, this one should be badge. Okay. We have completed this is logged in part, the badge one. The next one we have to write create what this buttons. Okay, login button, logout button. Okay, got it. For that we can create a button first, and then we can we can write. We don't have to make two buttons for this. We can write in one button with using the ternary operators. Um, let's see if it will work or not. Can write it as ID. If it is logged in true, then the ID will be this login button. Okay, login button. And if it is false, then the ID must be what? Logout button. This. Let me copy it. I don't want to make any mistakes for such thing. And we should keep it with this column. Okay. Now, yeah, I think it will work. And now we should write the on click one. On click. On click is a event handler, and inside that we will write this. And then set is logged in. Okay. So instead of writing true or false manually, we can write not operator and is logged in. It will dynamically change the value of true. If the value is true, then it will make it false. Then if the value is false, then it will make it true. And inside that, we will write login or logout. Okay, so we can also use the ternary operator here is logged in. If it is true, then we should write log out. Okay, here we should write log in. I think it is correct. And you can see this preview section. It is showing Currently, we are logged out, so you can see please log in, and there is a login button. Now, if I click this login button, yeah, you can see welcome back, and we are online, and there is a logout button. I think the code is pretty good and it is working properly. Now let's check. Oh, there are errors. It should show please login initially. Isn't it showing? Yeah, it is showing please login. Initially shows please login. We should make a mistake or what? It's showing please login. Have the logic correct. Shows log in button where logged out. It is all things working properly. You can see in this preview section, everything is working properly. Please log in, then log in, then we can see welcome back, online logout. What's the problem? Oh, I got the error. I did a mistake here. If this is, see, this is a button where we are following this logic. Okay, this logic is completely correct, but you can see this logic is little weird, right? I mistakenly swapped this thing. So we should, this is first of all, if it is true, then we should show logout. And if it's false, then login. But I wrote here, this is login button. So we should show this as log out button. Okay. And this must be login button. I think it is correct. Okay. It is showing the preview correct because I did mistakes in ID. So it is the inherent problem. Okay. So now let's check the output. Oh, P4 test cases are passed. There are two still showing error. Oh, this is very weird error. I think this is written that log in. Okay, so here I is capital, but I wrote that this I is small. So fix it and let's check it again. See, that was a very silly error. And similarly, I think welcome back should show welcome back. Okay, but it's showing welcome back. Yeah, this one is small b, and I think now every test cases will pass. See, all tests passed. Chapter 6 complete. All right, so in this video, we understood two most important React concepts and we also solved two problems on that. And in the next video, we are going to solve and understand this chapter 7 and chapter 8. Yeah, so let's keep the streak alive and I will see you in the next video. Keep coding.